Today's Lunch with Doug podcast is produced by the Music Exerbia Project and made possible by these great businesses. The Second Edition shop located at 500 East Cherry Street in fabulous Nevada, Missouri. Karen McNair, the friendly neighborhood nutritionist, at 269-267-4644. The Harry Frog Graphics at 150 North Commercial, or call them at 417-381-1077. The Boutique Marketplace, located at 500 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Nevada Coin at 123 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Gamers Fusion, 617 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Craft Tea, find them on Food Truck Pub or on Facebook. The Impact Graphics at 14144 East Highway 54 or call them at 417-283-2056. The Nevada Tobacco and Liquor Store at 125 West Cherry Street on the south side of the Nevada Square. And coming soon, the Red Cherry Alley at 125 West Cherry Street in fantastic Nevada, Missouri. I'm your host, Dangerous Doug Harper. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with me. Back on Lunch with Doug, with you as promised. Cami's here today. Everybody, give it up for Cami.
Hey.
And we can't not address that Jess is here as well.
Of course, where Cami is, Jess is. Cami is.
I'm not fancy enough to have two mics yet. That's my dream. Yeah.
Oh well, one day
we'll have another one, and then well, maybe we'll have a whole show with Jess sometime. We'll have the Jess day. That'll be cool. But
we'll get there.
If you've seen Cami on TikTok, I'm super excited because Cami is like a kind of a TikTok legend around here, honestly, and she gives good advice. She makes you feel good. You watch her TikTok and you've had a bad day, and now all of a sudden, yeah, I've had a damn good day because I've watched Cami's video. And then sometimes she does some humorous little things with Jess. He stars in some of the shows at our TikToks as well, and it's lovely. It brightens my day, okay?
It's meant to. I appreciate that. I've actually heard that at times. It makes me feel very good. That's what it's supposed to do, make you laugh, at least, if nothing else. So
I probably, honestly, now, I knew you before around town because we're from the same town.
Sure.
So Cami's been around town, and I've, been around town, and I know your sister is an awesome singer, and she did the Branson thing and all that. And so we've kind of go way back sort of in our past, but I did not know that you had like the acting abilities and kind of that artistic. It should have made sense. Like, obviously, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, I appreciate that. It's a very large compliment. Neither did I, and nor do I still really. I'm just trying, expressing myself in ways that I hadn't before. That I'm more able to do so on TikTok. Obviously, when you don't have a live audience.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah. So once the TikTok thing comes, then I start seeing you. Maybe it was kind of at the same time, but you're in the plays and the local CCPA.
Yes.
And I'm like, hell, she's a damn good actor.
Well, thank you.
Got all this skill set. So tell me about, I like you kind of got your TikTok beat, and everybody has that. You've got kind of two things going. You've got your kind of like, I'm talking about life and I'm reflecting on life. And then you have these as you said it, Milli Vanilli type.
Oh yeah, thank you for referencing that.
You've got these lip sync that are amazing, and you've clipped them together, and you've put a lot of thought into directing these sometimes because there's multi shots, and I mean, you don't just like that's not on the fly.
Well, it starts to be, but it ends up taking a lot longer than I planned. Yes, if I had more time, I would love to more so plan these because they could get very, very creative if I had the time to do so or took the time to do so. But no, it started out kind of probably solemn and a little bit down just because, I was going through a hard time when I started on TikTok. But it was a great escape, I realized, and something that really helped me overcome what it was I was going through. And just learning a lot about myself because these are things I didn't express in front of others, but things that TikTok enabled me to do so, without, like I said, without that live audience. And so anyways, but from there, it's grown. I've learned more things as I go about TikTok and what you're able to do with that. Still learning. There's still a lot to it that I want to know and learn. And my first instinct when I first saw TikTok was quiet. I thought it was mature, it was scary. I didn't know even to the extreme of what was on there, but I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, it's a great outlet. And honestly, like I said, It is good. Your videos are like fun. You use fun music. You pick nice selections of songs, and then of course I of course get excited when you do my requests. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I requested one. She made that video.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what like other people that don't know you, you know, how that would make them feel like, oh, they requested a song
I would
and you
love
did it.
that.
You
That'd
know?
be so much fun.
Sounds
That's kind
cool.
of it, because at least it gives me a little bit. You know, my right now it's just songs that I like and songs that I enjoy. But if it's something that I know others enjoy, obviously more people are apt to watch it. You know.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily to get the likes, but it's just to get the views, get your face out there, get your purpose out there. Now, like you said, I had some serious. Now, that's kind of when I try to intervene my education in that, because I am going into psychology, and I feel like that's going to be a strong asset of mine going down whatever road I go in. I love the theater, though. That's more of a hobby, because I don't, I'm not professional yet. Little ways to go, but one day, you never know.
What is professional, though? I mean,
Well,
like,
that's a good point.
somebody once really put a good thing they said to me, which, I mean, I was already in a place like, you get to where you're going to do something, you're just going to do it. And
Right.
and Ember was talking about this, which that'll air Wednesday. I guess by the time this airs, you've already heard that one. But anyway, she was talking about it too. It's just like it's in you. It's your skin. You can't not do it. It's just something you don't do. But this one girl, she said it best. She said, "I work for U.S. Bank, and that's my job. But my real job, what I really do is, this photography." She was a photographer.
Oh.
And that's what I really do. I take pictures of bands, I go to shows and I take bands. And that's what I live for, and that's what I really do. The other thing is just like this much, and this is me,
Absolutely.
And I was like, yeah. So it doesn't really matter how you're doing it or what. It's about just, it's about the amplitude or what you're doing with it and how you're doing it, so.
Absolutely.
So, you could have an 8-hour day making a TikTok.
Oh, boy, could I. And honestly, I would love it if I didn't actually have, life responsibilities, to take care of. But by golly, if I was making money out of the deal, you never know. One day.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm Aquarius, so we can trick ourselves to believe that everything's fine.
Oh,
We're like, oh, yeah, it's fine. We live in this, like, total freaking fantasy world all the time.
Oh, I'm a Cancer, so we're very emotional and think that it's always the end of the world. Every day, I'm going to make it, But then express that in music and theater. Yeah. And as far as the theater goes, you had mentioned that. I really, really loved the play that I was in, which was The Nerd, there last year. It was a blast, and everybody that was in it was a blast to work with. And I'm just going to school as well, so that's not something I have devoted any time to, because I didn't realize when I signed up for that, it is every night. It is all the time. You are there. Those people are very dedicated, very committed to what they are doing. So it is not an easy feat, to get a play together, and they do an amazing job. Yeah. So it was wonderful. It was a blast, but also, along with everything else that life brings, pretty exhausting. But
yep. And that week before your run, you they're joke up there, but they're not really joking. They're serious, but they're saying it jokingly. It's like, yeah, kiss your family goodbye for this week.
No, that's a real thing.
Because you're just gonna be there for the whole thing.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And I've had people that would say something. They would look at me and they would say, seriously? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to work, I'm going. And they're like, you got to be there at 6 a.m.? I'm like, yeah, I'll be there at 6 a.m. When you get off? And I said, probably about 1 a.m.
Exactly.
I'm totally serious. I'm like, it's going to take all day. We got a dance company coming in.
But it's not work when you enjoy it so much, and they understand. And they have to understand that you're this is you. This isn't your life for them. This is your life. You want to live your life as well, and we all make it work. And if they see you doing that, it really provides them with the confidence to do it themselves. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and I get a sandwich. I mean, I take a sandwich. So it's not like I don't eat.
There you go.
You eat while you're adjusting things, right?
Exactly. On the go.
So I was pretty impressed, though, with your nerd performance, because I went to the play, and I saw that you were in it. There were several people I knew that I was in there, so I was kind of there. I felt like, I got to be here. I got more than 3 people in this play,
In the play, yeah.
You said it. The length of the commitment is why I can't. I used to help them with sound and stuff over there, but I'm not saying I never would again, but it is. It's just so much of a, it's everything.
Well, and when you're
3
dealing,
weeks.
it's a community theater, there's a lot more that needs consistently, updated and fixed, or, everything needs taken care of a little bit more delicately.
They're on a very tight budget, yes.
Yes.
So go buy your tickets now.
Absolutely.
For Harvey.
It is well worth it. Any play you go to, it's well worth it. We have great directors in this town.
Yes.
Very shockingly so. I had no idea.
And they're serious too, yeah.
They're very serious. Yeah.
So what I was going to say, though, about you, I went, and so I'm watching the play, and I'm like, well, where's Cami at? Like,
you knew I was supposed to be in it.
I didn't even realize you played the guy part,
the dude,
and you did such a good job. I didn't even recognize you, and then I'm like, oh, that is Cami.
Well, I did have one of my,
good show.
Thank you, appreciate it, great compliment, because I was trying to play a man, and while... more of a feminine-ish man. I still played it very well. I was very proud of myself. I've got good compliments. There were some elderly folk that completely mistook me for a man. So it was I greatly appreciate that. That was what I was going for. Playing a man, no offense, but it seems to be just super easy. So I love playing a man. It's pretty, like I said, easy and fun. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Well, and that is kind of the definition of acting, is like when you see somebody and you see them in a part, and then but you don't see them anymore. You see that part, they are gone, and then that is good acting when that happens. And then there's the joke amongst the people that we're all critics, I guess, but then there's the joke about the people like Jack Black, who's great. We love Jack Black. But Jack Black is Jack Black in every role he is.
Sure.
And I was telling my children, I was like, he was Bowser in the Mario movie, and I said, all I could see is Jack Black.
I didn't watch it, but now that's probably exactly.
He did a great job. It's good. They're young enough; they don't know him from other things, so that works well for them. But for me, all I can see is Jack Black in every movie I've ever seen him in. But it was great. He's great for what he does. But yeah.
But imagine these children that are not, they have no idea who Jack Black is. Yeah. He's a great...
But then I can't, as I'm saying that, I can't say that Jack Black doesn't have those moments, because when he was in Bernie, I think was the movie, he did a really good job, and he really didn't seem...
And I didn't watch that.
He did escape himself, and now you know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
So that was, so he's an actor too, so he has the ability, maybe he just does that because that's what they want him to do, so I don't know. They're like, Jack, be Jack.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's making a lot more money than me, so I cannot judge.
That's exactly right. Well, you can, but it ain't gonna get you anywhere.
Jack could probably buy everything I have, and what he's got in the wallet, he's like, oh, I'll just buy you, Doug, here.
I was just gonna say, he could buy you, Doug.
Yeah. I'd sell myself to Jack. What do you want me to do, Jack? Want me to mow the yard? Film your TikToks? Okay, man.
Right?
Whatever
there
you
go.
need.
He does some funny ones.
Yeah. So you're an actress, a therapist of sorts.
There you go.
Is that the word we're going to use?
That's the word we're going to use.
And are you going to write a book? I think you should write one.
I plan to write a book one day.
Tell them
it's coming.
How to live life according to Cami. There's your title right there. You can use it.
Now, if everybody would read that book, they'd all just be living a wonderful life.
Well, I would buy it.
Just kidding. That's not really true, but I mean, it's true. But a lot of just coping. I'm telling you what. There was a book I read one time. It was called Codependent No More. That was probably what got me into this psychology and really, because knowing that we're all at fault for our own. We're all accountable, and I don't know. There's a lot that goes into that, but a lot of psychology goes into acting. So it all meshes together.
So as you pursue this, the psychology side of things, where will you work for someone? Will they actually will they come to you and request you and be counseled by you, or will you be working for somebody else?
Well, the plan is to get my PhD and then to get my doctorate in clinical psychology. That is the plan at this point in time. So that will open up my options as far as what I want to do with that, and make it more so that I'm able to take a better job should I want it.
Sure.
But
sure.
Anyhow, at some point, probably I'm a pretty strong Christian, so it would be nice to be in some sort of counseling within a Christian-based area, but not around here, I don't think, but somewhere.
Yeah.
One day. Who knows? And I'll be acting and, doing it all.
The door is open.
There, huh?
Wide open.
There you go.
Door. Well, that's cool. I just guess I was like not sure, and there are lots of opportunities on that. So yeah.
Absolutely, the opportunities are there. You just gotta get out there.
Nowadays, it used to be, I guess, mental health was like something people like kind of made fun of a little bit and didn't really want to be a part of. And now everybody's like, it's real serious. It's like there's mental health, like if you have a day where like you can actually call your work now and say like, I need a mental health day, and they'll understand. Like imagine that 15, 20 years ago. That was the thing.
I'm not going to say everywhere's like that, but I think more people are definitely expecting that.
Yeah.
You'll have that generation, this is personal opinion, the younger that's getting into that, so they're more about emotions,
Yeah.
So it's good to understand that, but it's also good to educate on what is and what still, yes, work is work, sorry, we could go on all day about that, but yeah, there's a lot of psychology.
Some days it might be better to literally go to work for your mental health, and some days it might be better. I don't know. I'm not a professional yet.
Oh well.
What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, I can't give any official advice. I say do what you want to do.
No advice.
At this point. No. Well, I have no credentials at this point. I can't tell you what to do. But I'll listen.
Yeah.
I'm a great listener.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, because I work up at the college, so they have a really strong department that, listens, peer listeners, and they've got all this. And
you're a huge advocate for Cotty. I noticed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a good thing.
Yeah, your whole conversation with Ember Swift was mostly about Cotty and what they provide.
She was asking about it, and I thought, great opportunity.
It's like, is he wearing Nike and Adidas and Wayne's World?
Yeah. Here's the Cotty.
Yeah.
Well,
but it was good. You've got to be. You live and breathe it. So that's pretty cool.
They are a good. I mean, I'm in a theater out there, so I'm in a theater setting, and I'm working with theater people, students, and so, artistic people tend to have a little more maybe emotional curves. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I can relate to that because there's days where I'm just like, I don't know what the hell's going on today.
Well, that's comforting because, I agree.
You're just like, what? Or you got some little thing, you make some little tiny thing, molehill, into a mountain, as they say.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time. Now I'm just like, I'm just going to take a day off. I think you just
kind of get to an age, it's like, well, it is what it is. You know, there's not a lot I can change about yesterday. So, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So how do they get to your TikTok? What's your little handle?
At We Notice.
We Notice.
I think you could find it by searching for Cami, just Cami. But my screen name is, I don't really even see. I'm not very experienced. I mean, I just like doing what I do and posting it, and then I'm out of there. But let's see. It's, if you've ever YouTubed or TikTok at We Notice, it's an SNL bit from one of the girls there. I can't even think of her name at this moment, but she plays doctor, kind of like a Dr. Fauci with at this when pandemic stuff was going on, and she had a bit, and her name was Dr. We Notice, and so everything she said is we notice and we notice. It's hilarious. It's a really hilarious bit, definitely worth watching. So anyways, and really a lot of responses to life is we notice. So
Yes.
It works.
Now you're also on Reels. You do Reels as well? You kind of
the TikToks, most of those are real. I just post those as Reels on Facebook usually. Okay. Yeah, I've never really gotten too much into the actually making Reels separately.
Yeah.
But
apparently there's a big, which I didn't personally talk to this person, but I watched an interview with this person talking about the difference between YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Reels, and how different they actually are, even though they're so much the same. And so I was very enlightened. My mind was blown away. I was like, what?
Let's be enlightened. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I took notes, but let me see if I got them. Hold on. YouTube Shorts, slower, more story. TikTok, 10 to 20 seconds. Videos are scrollable. And Reels are more mature and shareable.
Well, I was super glad that you went over that yet again, because I needed to, good reminder. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Anything to, serve my purpose and to get more out there.
Yeah.
Make a difference.
Now you know what we missed here. Now, I guess I have to tell the folks that are listening is that I accidentally erased part of our interview. So we're going back. We're repeating some of the things that we actually already talked about. It's kind of crazy. So the next question was, what's your favorite restaurant in town?
Well, now that I don't have to, as I answered, Sonic Drive-In would probably be my best or most favorite here in Nevada. I've worked there. It's clean. It's got great management. We went on about that for a moment, but aside from that, as I had said, you had asked what I'd like to see Nevada get. And since I was a child, I think I'd always wanted to see them get an Applebee's. As silly as that sounds, it's pretty minor. There's so many more restaurants out in this world now, but Applebee's would be sufficient, I think, for Nevada, and definitely somewhere we would go. But again, you got to find good workers and good management for that as well. It's hard to find.
Yes.
For what they have to deal with, I mean, pay can be good, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last week's, because we're Monday today. If you're listening on time, but last Monday the episode was about top 15. This was like something I'd found on like something on the internet, but it was the 15 most stressful jobs out there. Oh. And of course, being in restaurant and food service is one of the most stressful ones. So.
Probably most stressful of course, being personally, but I'm sure most would agree that underappreciated. It's just you put a lot of, not to say everybody does, but it can be a very fun. I think customer service is a lot of fun, but it's also very exhausting. Yeah, you can have really awesome customers you're dealing with, and then you can have some that just. But if you're a good customer, you let them yell at you for a minute. Well, there you
service,
go.
And then once they're done, then you're like, I'm gonna solve your problem. And
the goal
is
to not let them leave without a smile.
Yeah, they know you're gonna solve it. You're like, I'm gonna take care of you.
That's exactly.
However long this takes, we're gonna fix this, and then they're cool with you. But you do have to have that
patience.
Yeah, and not get upset with them because they're not yelling at you; they're yelling at the problem.
You're just the middleman.
Yeah.
It sucks being the middleman.
So you're just sit there, listen to them yell at you. Okay, I got you.
Have a great day.
All right. Well, it's been fantastic having you. Is there anything else that we need to tell the world about Cami? We got the TikTok. We know how to get to TikTok. We know where to find you when you're eating at the restaurant at Sonic.
Yeah.
And, we know the book's coming at some point.
It's coming.
I hope you would email me and let me break that news.
Sure, I'll send you the first copy, Doug.
Yes.
Right?
My list started of book titles for you.
Oh, well, titles. Yeah, Jess has got book titles ready for me, so. Yep, I've got a good teammate, so that'll help.
Yeah, books are exciting, and nowadays you can do it, and then you can even read it yourself. You could have your own audiobook with your voice, and then they just.
I don't know, I kind of have a lisp.
Doesn't matter. It's cool.
It's
Adds
cool.
character.
It's cool.
So did Mike Tyson, but he was tough.
That's true, man. Everybody likes Mike Tyson.
You don't want to tell him he has a lisp. He'll knock you down and let his tiger bite you.
It's true. You are.
Well, all right. Cami is on the show today. Look for her on TikTok, on Reels, and if you need somebody to listen to you, she is all ears. So
there you go.
There you go.
Thank you for your time. It's been a blast.
It's been a blast. Thanks for coming by, and thanks for being a part of Lunch with Doug.
Absolutely.
Today's Lunch with Doug podcast is produced by the Music Exerbia Project and made possible by these great businesses. The Second Edition shop located at 500 East Cherry Street in fabulous Nevada, Missouri. Karen McNair, the friendly neighborhood nutritionist, at 269-267-4644. The Harry Frog Graphics at 150 North Commercial, or call them at 417-381-1077. The Boutique Marketplace, located at 500 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Nevada Coin at 123 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Gamers Fusion, 617 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. The Craft Tea, find them on Food Truck Pub or on Facebook. The Impact Graphics at 14144 East Highway 54 or call them at 417-283-2056. the Nevada Tobacco and Liquor Store at 125 West Cherry Street on the south side of the Nevada Square. And coming soon, the Red Cherry Alley at 125 West Cherry Street in fantastic Nevada, Missouri.